I'd like to see what else those people are doing.
100%. 100%.
But I mean, you can criticize tobacco and no one really cares because people are going to keep smoking as long as it's legal. It's like alcohol. People are not going to stop drinking. Shut up. They're not going to. They want to drink. They're hanging out with friends, have a cocktail, clink, salute.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Congratulations, yay, clink glasses. They're not. People like doing that. They're not going to stop.
And part of the
talk all the shit you
part
want.
of the excitement of the clink is the fact that it's bad.
A little bit.
Come on.
A little bit.
It's
part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
A little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit of let's have fun. Yeah. And, you know, it's a good feeling when you're with friends and you have a couple of cocktails and you're laughing your ass off. Like, dude, it's a good feeling. But you shouldn't do it every goddamn day. It shouldn't be your whole life. You shouldn't be drinking 12 hours a day, every day.
But that's why it's so exciting, is that life is not infinite and you do take those small risks, and that's what's so exciting, you know?
Also, people that do drink 20 hours a day, those people in your life, in your journey, those people are examples where you can learn something without having to actually do it yourself. Like, you don't have to become an alcoholic and ruin your life, but you can see someone do it and say, okay.
My stepdad was a bad one.
Ooh.
Bad. One of those where in the mornings, because your system is, you know, your system is done. In the mornings in the bathroom, he would take 2 to 3 hours of like shitting and then just heaving, you know, because your body is just rejecting all this poison.
Oh God! So you hear him throw up every day?
Every day. And the violent, you know, there's no throw up left, but it's just the heaving. And then put on a suit, bloated as fuck. Put on a suit, all happy puppy, survive for 8 hours, and then I remember he would come home, and as a child, he would come home and he would be in the car and just sit there in his car. And I would see him sit there, and as a child, you're like, oh, he's just taking a moment, maybe. You don't understand that this guy is barely keeping it together.
Yeah.
Because he's about to go down a rabbit, and he's fighting the rabbit hole every day. He's just like, I don't want to.
And then if you're drinking all the time, always
small
tired.
vodka bottles all the time. Get them quick.
Like little airline ones?
Yeah, and his hands, you know, when the sobriety starts coming.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's a sketchy disease.
It was bad, yeah. But as a child, you're like, oh my God, I never want to do that. But when you start getting old,
was he ever happy when he was drunk?
There was a tipping point.
When he became happy?
No, it was like the first drink is always happy because your addiction is giving you all green lights.
Right.
When you have an addiction, the first hit of that substance, all your body is saying is it's all green lights, baby. Right. This is the night. Right. This is the night.
Yes.
Let's fucking go. Because
it's your whiskey.
It's your addiction. Oh. Yeah, let's fucking rock and roll.
Big glass of whiskey.
But then, you know, as a child growing up in that environment, there would always be that point where you see him on the couch and that look, you know, an alcoholic's look is, you know, the detachment of the soul.
Yeah, it's a dangerous look.
Then it's time for you to go to your room, you know, and just fucking hang out there and wait for the storm to pass, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was like, there was always that point of like,
it's such a creepy fucking.
And when you're a child, you're like, oh, don't do that. But when you start getting older, you also start feeling empathetic of like, you know, I don't know the life he lived as well. You know, substance abuse always works with trauma really well. They go hand to hand. So this guy's childhood, you know, the more
Which
I found out.
Which is true.
Because I hated him. I fucking hate. He was, you know.
If he's drinking heavily, it also could be like family influenced. Like sometimes
that's what I found out later.
Behavior when you're young.
Absolutely, that's what I found out later. That he was I thought I'm in a dark spot when he's home. You know.
I had some friends that became alcoholics that didn't necessarily have childhood trauma as much as they had childhood influence. And then friends that kind of all went down a bad road. And they were all like doing hard drugs and drinking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it just becomes a part of the culture of your little community if you're hanging with a group of people that just like get fucked up all the time. I've seen it suck good people in. Like everybody wants to say that there's like some sort of a reason why you get sucked into it. I have had friends that have nothing wrong in their life. They're happy people, and they take oxys, and they don't want to stop taking them.
Jesus
They
Christ.
get injured, something happens, they take them. They don't want to stop. They feel good. They don't want to stop.